In this video, we will demonstrate how to determine your landing distance ground roll and your landing distance over a 50-foot obstacle using the performance chart from the Diamond DA40 Pilot's Operating Handbook. Let's take a look at the chart, the performance chart, before we start the problem. And as usual, there is an example on the chart that helps us to learn how to use it. The example gives us a 2,000 foot pressure altitude, 15 degrees C outside air temperature, aircraft weighing 2,205 pounds, and a 10 knot headwind. So what we do is we start at the temperature of 15 degrees C and we draw a straight line up to the pressure altitude line of 2,000. From that point we draw a straight line to the right to the next reference line, and then we follow these lines down until we get to the aircraft weight of 2,200 pounds. From that point, we draw a straight line to the right to the next reference line, and then we follow these lines down until we get to our headwind component of 10 knots. From there, you draw a straight line again to the right to the next reference line, and continue that line to the right in order to see how many feet we would have for a landing distance over a 50-foot obstacle. This is meters, so we need to look over here at feet. And that looks to be about 1,350 feet for a landing distance over a 50-foot obstacle. Now to get our ground roll, which is the lower number, we would go from the same point and follow these lines down and then to the right to get our ground roll, and that looks to be about 750 feet. And that corresponds approximately to the answer given in the example. So now let's look at the first problem that we're given in our performance exercises. Our first problem gives us a 1,000-foot pressure altitude, 0 degrees C for our outside air temperature, 2,100 pounds for our aircraft weight, and 15 knots for our headwind component. So let's take a look at the graph. And we want to start with our temperature of 0 degrees C. So we start here at 0, and we draw a straight line up to a 1,000-foot pressure altitude. So each of these lines is in 2,000-foot increments. So this is the 2,000-foot line. So halfway between these two lines is 1,000 feet. We would draw a straight line, and I recommend using a ruler, but to make this easier, I'm just going to approximate a straight line to the right. And we draw that straight line to the next reference line, and from that point, we follow these lines down until we get to our aircraft weight of 2,100 pounds. Right there, it's 2,100 pounds. Then we draw another line straight to the right to the next reference line, and from there we follow these lines down until we get to our headwind component of 15 knots. It's right about there. Then we draw another straight line to the right, and again to continue to the right to get our number of feet instead of meters. So it looks like we're about 900 feet for our landing distance over a 50-foot obstacle. To get the ground roll, which is the lower number, we have to go from the same point and follow these lines down. So we'll follow these lines down, and right about here is where we want to go straight over, and it looks like it's about 550 feet for a landing ground roll. Okay, so the answer would be 550 feet for the ground roll and 900 feet for the landing distance over a 50-foot obstacle.